Evening YouTube. Now I'm just doing a video to show you the second item that I found while I was away at the weekend. And it is that little black amplifier sitting there. It's not a silver one, that is a Pioneer SX434. It is the one sitting on top of it. And it was a good find, I think, because I found it in a charity shop on Sunday, or a thrift store, or Goodwill, I think you'd call it in America. So I was just looking round the shops. Me and my missus was in the town Sunday afternoon having a little bowl around, and we're looking in the charity shops, really looking at CDs, because we buy a lot of CDs from the charity shops because they're cheap, aren't they? So we're in there having a look round, looking through the CDs and all that, and we'd been in quite a few different shops, and then we walked in one, and straight away on the back shelf I spotted this amplifier sitting there. Now I didn't know what it was. It's an Ariston AX910. Now I thought Ariston made like washing machines and cookers and that. I didn't realise they made amplifiers, but there one was sitting at the back, and it's priced up. It only had £15 sitting on it, so I picked it up to look at it, and the moment I picked it up and felt how heavy it is, I thought, right, I'm having that 15 quid. That feels like it's quite good. It's got a big, nice bit of weight to it. So that was it. I just bought it. It was only £15. And if you live in America, £15 is about $20. So this little amplifier was very, very cheap. And I do think it might have been a bit of a bargain. Because on the way back to the hotel, we stopped in a little pub to have a pint. And I looked it up on my phone because I didn't know anything about it. I thought, right, let's have a little look what that amplifier is. So when I got it up on my phone and I'm reading about it, apparently this amplifier is a reworked Cambridge Audio A1. So it's a Cambridge audio amplifier. So all the circuitry in this, all the parts and that are from a Cambridge Audio A1. And it has just been redone at the front a little bit by Ariston to look a bit different, and then sold by them. So if that is correct, then this amplifier should be a nice sounding little amplifier. Being a Cambridge Audio, their stuff is decent. So I do think my little charity shop find on Sunday was a really good find, because to get a Cambridge Audio amplifier for 15 quid, that is a proper little bargain. So then I'm reading about it a bit more, and this one is 40 watts per channel into 8 ohms, and from what I could make out, it is either from 1991 or 1992. So it's an early 90s one, this one. So all the buttons on it feel like they are working nice. The bass pot feels good, the treble pot feels good, the volume feels nice and smooth on it. The balance feels like it's all working properly, nothing feels grindy or bent. The selector feels like it's working nice, and I'm not sure what that button there is, but it feels like it's working properly. And as you can see, it was actually sold as a tuner, this one. And my missus went to me, so what you found there then? I went, oh, it's only a little tuner. She went, that's not a tuner, that's an amplifier. I went, no, it's a tuner, look, it says it there. So then she saw the price and she went, oh, is that only £15? I went, yeah, it's a bargain. She went, oh, come on, I'll get you that. So she paid for it. So not only did I have a good find, but I got it bought for me as well. And she did buy a load of CDs as well, because in the shop this amplifier come from, the CDs were 50p each or 3 for £1. So she bought a big stack of them. So that'll be what we are doing tonight. We're going to have a night in and go through some CDs. Because we didn't just buy CDs in that shop, we bought CDs from a load of shops. So we have got a massive bag full of CDs to go through. We bought these speakers as well on Saturday. They are a pair of omnidirectional speakers, so I found them while we was away as well on Saturday in an antique shop, and I do think they was a bit of a bargain as well. And I do think they're quite rare, these old speakers. And I have done a video on them as soon as I got back earlier, so that video will be on the channel before this one. So I just put the camera down and I'll turn the little Ariston amplifier around and I'll show you the back of it. And it's got nice binding posts on the back of this one. It will only take one set of speakers. And if you read that little bit under the posts, it says it will take speakers 6 ohms to 16 ohms. So you don't want to put 4 ohm speakers on this one. So it's just got this little bit of information written on the back there. And it says there, look, made under license. So if you go over to the terminals, look, it's got all the connections you want. But that one says auxiliary and phono. It's like one connection, that one there. So I think that means when it's normally done like that, it means that could be an auxiliary or that could be a phono. It all depends whether it's got a phono stage in it. So you could probably buy this amp without a phono stage or with a phono stage. So when I open this up, I'll have to have a look to see if this has got a phono stage in it or not. Because like when this is from the early 90s, people weren't really listening to vinyl then. Well, I was, and probably a lot of you was, but the masses wasn't. So a lot of these amplifiers from the 90s, you bought them like that. You either bought one with the phono stage or you bought one without a phono stage for a bit less money. So if you're buying an amplifier and you see that wrote on the back, auxiliary and phono, don't assume it's going to have a phono stage in it, because the chances are it might not. Oh, and I'm getting hungry now because all I can smell is roast beef, and it smells really nice. Because James is still here and he has been out shopping today and bought roast beef and all the trimmings and offered to cook dinner tonight, and that's what he is doing, and I can smell it and I'm hungry and it smells really good. And I don't think we're ever going to get rid of James, because he has been staying here all weekend to look after the cat, and then he's just seen me with a big bag of CDs that we got at the weekend, and he went, "Are you going to go through a load of them tonight? Are you having a night in listening to music?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Haven't you got work tomorrow?" I went, "No, I'm off all week." James went, "Oh, can I stay again tonight? And I'll ring in sick tomorrow and we'll have a few beers and that and some music." I went, "Yeah, you know I'm all right with that, James, but you better go and ask the boss," which is my missus, obviously. So James has just been to ask her if it's okay if he stays again. Obviously, she said yes. So James has just run over the shop to get a load of beers for tonight. So although tonight is a Monday night, I think it's going to be more like Friday night tonight for us. So I've just got my tape measure and I'll show you how big this Ariston is. So it is about 17 inches wide. So it's not tiny, it is quite wide, this Ariston amplifier. See how deep it is. So it's about 11 and a half or 11 and a quarter inches deep. It's not very tall, it's only slim. Let's have a look how big it is. See, that's about 3 3/4 inches tall, so it's not very tall, but it is wide and it is pretty deep. And I'll tell you what, it's quite heavy, this thing, so I do think it's going to have a big transformer and that in it, because it really has got a fair bit of weight to it. And when I first saw it in the charity shop, I did think it was going to be one of them ones that is as light as a feather. When you pick it up, it feels like it's got nothing in it. So I was really shocked when I picked it up and felt how heavy it was. That is why I thought, oh, I've got to buy this one. And I'm glad I did, especially after looking it up and finding out that this is possibly a Cambridge audio amplifier. So I've had quite a good weekend with the old hi-fi stuff, because on Saturday I got them Rogers LS55 speakers. I have done a video on them already. They're a really nice set of Rogers floor standers. And then Saturday afternoon I found these omnidirectional speakers in the antique shop. And then Sunday I found this little Ariston amplifier in a charity shop. So I had a bit of a good weekend and got 3 things. No, actually 4 things. Because on Friday night I bought a little Kenwood vintage receiver that isn't working off the computer. So I did check the tracking and that is due in the morning. So really Friday, Saturday and Sunday I've bought 4 bits of nice hi-fi equipment. So I've got 2 sets of speakers, a nice little vintage receiver and this amplifier. So that's 4 more things to bring to the channel over just this weekend really. And the other thing I've started doing that I will bring to the channel is I've started doing a couple of lists. One of amplifiers and receivers and one of speakers. And now they are lists of speakers, amplifiers and receivers that I have had before, but I thought they was really good. So they are ones that I want to get hold of for the channel. They're ones that I want to track down and get my hands on again. And also I've been doing a list of legendary amplifiers, some of which I've never had before, that I just want to try out and get for the channel. And I've been doing the same with speakers, putting together a list of like speakers that I know are a little bit legendary and they are ones that I want to get hold of for the channel. So as soon as my lists are a bit more complete, I should do a couple of videos on them and bring them to the channel, because I just keep remembering stuff and putting it on the list. So I don't want to do it yet, because I know there's a lot more stuff that I'll remember yet that I've had before and I want to get again for the channel. I will go through it with James and my missus tonight, because they probably will remember some stuff that isn't on the list. So as soon as I think my lists are pretty complete, and remember I have had a lot of stuff over the years, so I do keep remembering stuff, but as soon as I think I've got some good lists together, I shall do little videos and show you what's on my list on the channel, and then it'll be fun, innit? Because as I buy one, we can tick it off the list. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.